Game started.
Brazil. So V-trap from the U.S. Let's try C4. See what we get. Okay, knight f6, a very flexible response. What I often play myself. Let's see, I've played one game with V-trap before and I lost, so I'm 0 for 1. Let's go ahead and put the bishop out here. It looks like he's going to set up some kind of Slav kind of formation with the pawn triangle. Semi-Slav, I guess that's called. Yeah, there it goes. So we could transpose into a semi-Slav where I've got the fianchetto here. Let's see, I don't know if that's good. If I play e4 right away, though, he can just push on with d4. So e4, actually, it's defended. So let's put d4 up and then think about playing e4. Opening things up, because he has made a few pawn moves here. This pawn I've left loose, actually. Yeah, he could have just taken that pawn. I don't know if it's good. That's one of those gambit kind of things. But let's defend the pawn. And now e4. Pawn takes, knight takes, knight takes, bishop takes, and the knight comes here and the bishop drops back. It's a bit of a time waste, but it leaves me with a little more control of the center. Probably about even. Because I'll be behind in development, and I will have to spend a few moves getting my knight out, castling. I think this is a safe setup. And in the long run, I have a little more center control. So maybe a little edge if I don't mess up. Okay, the queen is hitting this pawn, which is defended here. Since I played b3 already, it's not hitting the b2 pawn. Then I'm going to play bishop b2, I think. This looks like. This is a good diagonal for the bishop too, but maybe here put some pressure on the knight. One thing I don't get in this position is I don't get the classic Queen's Gambit mating attack with the light squared bishop and the queen lined up on this diagonal. Instead, I've got my light squared bishop over here pointing at the queen side. So let's try to generate some queen side play. Rook here, maybe pawn to a3 to harass the bishop. Maybe pawn to d5 to open up the center. He's controlling this square with the bishop. Let's kick the bishop first. It's annoying not to be able to put a rook on e1. Okay, drops back. Now I could put a knight here. And ask him where he's going. He seems to have a very cramped position. His light squared bishop has almost no squares. His dark squared bishop doesn't have a lot of squares. His knight could come out. But I'm controlling with my c-pawn, I'm controlling the square that his knight could go to. So when I push on with d4, it really liberates his pieces, maybe more than mine. So maybe I should figure out some maneuver here. Well, here's a funny idea. Bishop here, queen here for bishop to a4 in the skewer, taking advantage of the placement of his pieces, but that leaves the b-pawn hanging. Not so good. Okay, he's attacking the knight. Oh, but that's a fork. He has to move his queen first. So that's a deadly fork because the queen has to move before. Yeah. So he loses the bishop for a pawn or two. Yeah, 2 pawns for the bishop. And there's a pin here. He's attacking this pawn. Let's unpin the bishop and defend the a-pawn. So I should have an edge, but he has 2 pawns for the piece, so it's not overwhelming at this point. trades rooks. I think piece trades probably help me, because at the end I'll just be an extra piece. I'll have a... Which bishop? I have a dark squared bishop, and he doesn't. Also, his light squared bishop is bad, so... This looks pretty good for me, I think. Should I trade my light squared bishop for his knight? That actually liberates his... and liberates his light squared bishop, so maybe not. Maybe I will just go here. I was thinking about this skewer here, but the knight the knight covers the b4 square. Didn't see any way to get anything out of that. So I can push these queenside pawns forward, create some pawn weaknesses over here, and like this c3 pawn, this will turn into a weakness, I think. I believe it will. See, if I push on with b4 now, I'll play queen a4, hitting my rook. The rook can move. Just have to be careful not to not to leave a loose piece around. Okay, he goes back that way. I wondered if that was what he had in mind. So I want to put the rook on the c file anyway. More pressure on the c3 point. I think this is my designated weakness here. And okay, he's putting pressure on b4. But now I have bishop. Now I have the skewer. Bishop here skewers the queen and the rook. Well, I think this game will be over, but this was well, it was difficult. He got a position where he's just very cramped.
Black resigns.
Yeah, he resigned there. Okay, I will upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.